Just a quick note before we begin, I filmed this video way back in September 2021, but I'm only publishing it now at the start of 2022 because, as is completely on brand for me, I kept dragging out the editing process / forgot all about it. So if some things I talk about make you go, hey, that's not how the world works now and does not make any kind of sense in 2022, that's why. But in all seriousness, I'm so happy to be back, and I hope being the operative word, to make more videos this year. Enjoy! Hello and welcome back to Cuckoo for Books. I'm back in LA. It's my second semester back at school. I tried vlogging the entire journey from like airport to landing to what I've been up to so far while I've been here. Oh, you know me, I'm so bad at vlogs, so let's just see if we can make this work, okay? So part one of the journey, is that what we're calling it, would be the pre-flight preparations. There's a lot of paperwork to be done when processing like student visas and getting on a flight, and then on top of that put in the whole COVID PCR tests. You got to get your vaccination cards. Like, it was just a lot of paperwork. Lo and behold, after all that paperwork and booking appointments and ticking off that checklist, the government announces that we are back to ECQ on the day I was supposed to go to the embassy to get my student visa, and that the ECQ is going to last 2 weeks ending on August 20. My flight was going to be on August 21. My classes were going to be on August 30 here in LA. So if the government decided to extend it, I was in a pickle. So that whole 2-week, 3-week stretch of August, I was just like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then, you know, the Delta variant came out, and then I was getting allergies, and then they said allergies seemed to be a symptom, and I was like freaking out even though I wasn't going anywhere. I was all cooped up at home, but it was a very panicky month is what I'm trying to get at. Thankfully, the ECQ did not affect any embassy appointments. It wasn't extended, thankfully, so hopped on that plane. The flight itself was weird and fun and crazy. Again, I've been telling people this, like, I could have counted on my fingers the amount of times I've left the house since March 2020. And going from that to suddenly like getting on a 15-hour flight, moving halfway across the world, it was very overwhelming. We needed to present like a negative RT-PCR test at NAIA, and then that was it. Like, everything else kind of worked the same way it would have without COVID, which was comforting and freaky at the same time. Like, really, you're not gonna check our temperature? You're not gonna make sure we're COVID free before we get into this metal box that will fly us into the air with like 300 other people, and you're not gonna check? And then landing in LA was when I really started to freak out, because there is no mask mandate in LA if you're outdoors. Indoors, thankfully, there's still the mask mandate in place, which has given me a lot of comfort, but landing at LAX, which is crowded and stressful under normal circumstances, was extra freaky outy this time around. I remember just like trying to make myself as small as possible, and every time somebody passed by without a mask, I just wanted to like yell at them, but at the same time you couldn't get mad at them because it wasn't mandated. I remember coming back here to the apartment and just like running into the shower. I was like, I don't even know where any of my clothes are in the suitcases, but I'm just gonna run into the shower because I need to scrub all that off. I need to scrub the last 20 hours of travel off. So after landing, I had a couple of days to adjust. Well, first I needed to like report in to the campus, lest we forget that I'm here for school and not just for a jolly old vacation. It was really surreal to be back, more than, you know, traveling after almost 2 years, more than moving to a place where face shields aren't mandated. Being back at college, on a college campus, was the most mind-blowing thing, and everything was already pretty mind-blowing. It was something I never thought I'd get the chance to do again, ever again. Like, this isn't me being hyperbolic, it's literally, I thought I was going to be a college dropout forever. So being back on the campus, like lining up to get my student ID, I was already so emotional about the whole thing, and I was really happy. My classes themselves have been really interesting. It's funny, I came all this way to be on campus 2 days a week because my Tuesday, Thursday classes are lecture classes, which I really appreciate that the school made an effort to do so as to prevent, you know, congregation. So I'm only at school Mondays and Wednesdays, but I've really been enjoying my classes. I have stage combat as one of my classes, and we just started broadsword work. And can you guess what I, an avid fantasy reader, was thinking holding a legit double-handed sword in my hands. I had to remind myself, which is very dangerous, but I had to remind myself to pay attention to the teacher because we were out on the lawn and the wind was blowing and I had a sword in my hand and I just wanted to be like, yes, we ride at dawn. My other classes are really fun. I don't have a class where I'm like, oh man, gotta go do this again. This is my last semester of junior year technically, so I really get to pick a lot of the classes that I actually enjoy. Goodbye math, goodbye science, see you never again. I think the general mentality of people is like, oh, when you go abroad, like you're gonna act like life is normal. No, I go apartment, campus, once a week to the bookstore. Definitely still super cautious, still showering every time I come home, and like every time, even if I come home at like close to midnight, I'm gonna jump into that shower. The one thing I kind of let myself attend was I went to go see a play at the Getty Villa, and it was like an ancient Greek style theater at the Getty Villa. They put on Lysistrata, which is like a Liza Minnelli musical version of the ancient Greek comedy Lysistrata, and my classes this semester are either in theater or in Greek mythology, so it was like a coming together of all my classes, and it was so fun to be back at a theater, first of all, and then to be back at a theater watching a comedy. It just made everything 10 times more fun and enjoyable. It had me laughing and had Golden Girls references, so you bet your butt I had a great time. But yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to have even a little bit of normalcy back, and I know it's an immense privilege to be able to do that. Like, going jogging and not jogging in place, actually jogging on a road with fresh air without a mask is like, again, mind-blowing. That's pretty much what I'd use to describe everything I've come across while I'm here. So those are the things that I've been up to these last couple of months. Really happy to be here. I hope to be making a couple more videos while I'm here. Like, feasibly, I know it's gonna be tough, but fingers crossed. But thank you guys for watching. You can follow me on my other bookish adventures, and you know what, at this point, let's call it my other adventures period. On Twitter and Instagram, I'm both at Cuckoo for Books. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye guys.